stream. I might not have anybody here, but I'm just going to talk, and I guess you guys can go back and listen, right? So, impromptu live stream, which those are the best ones. Welcome around the corner, and we'll. Yeah, see, that's what I thought. My wife is so social, right? Um, Currently in the process of burning supper, and it's winter, and nothing's really going on this time of year. Never is. I guess we're in a little bit of a cold snap, and you know what? I really don't watch the weather at all. Like, at all. Hi, Renee. How's it going? How's Charlie? Um, Old Tyson said something along the lines of what? They got like 46 degrees below zero, which I don't know if that's wind chill. I don't know if that's Celsius. I think he's the problem with watching Tyson is I don't always know if he's talking in Celsius or Fahrenheit. I know the light is blinding, but I'm not standing in my office for forever. I just wanted to find my cell phone holder. So, and there's the baby. Somebody's getting tired. She's ready for bed. The kid too. Oh, if looks could kill. Hold on, we'll get you guys at least set up on a little bit of a stand. Yep, Relina is 1 year old now. Set you down here. I'm going to talk to you, and there you go. Bo's got it figured out. 40 degree below is the same in Fahrenheit or Celsius. I never paid attention in science and math class because I'm pretty sure we've covered that in both classes. So you can see my burned out chandelier that the wife picked out. Never was a fan of that. So, what is going on? It's winter. It's February. It's terrible out. Is anything going on? No. Other than pushing snow, moving snow, and taking care of cattle and the kid. As of lately, that's pretty much all I've been doing is watching Relina. The reason for that is because our babysitter can't watch her. So for the last, has it been 2 weeks or is it a week and a half? Or I'm just going to say 2 weeks. I've pretty much been watching Relina, then going and doing chores when she gets home. I didn't preg check my cattle. The reason I didn't preg check my cattle is because I haven't had a chance to actually run them through the chute yet. I have to take everything over to the home farm and then go through, set everything up. We've never actually had that round pen set up at the home farm yet, but it's coming. And you guys, maybe it's just me, but it seems like I'm blurry. I'm thinking there's something more going on there with the preg checking than I don't know. I think the video came out with my brother's, right? A bunch of his cows are open. Well, I think it's obviously a bull issue, but I don't think it's just a bull issue. I think it's a cow issue. I think it's an issue with we have a rogue bitch that whenever a guy gets close to jumping her, she reels up and she kicks him. And what guy in the history of ever, across all species, is really feeling up to the task when you get kicked in the balls or in, well, actually your equipment? The reason I say I think that's an issue is because this is the second bull that Ryan has gone through in the last, 2 years. And the thing that I'm wondering about is that the bull before this, he had issues with him too. I'm just not sure if it's carrying over or if this is something completely new. Because the problem is with preg checking them, they were all bred within a set time frame. Anything after 4 months, there's nothing, just completely shut off. And I think Ryan's got a video coming out on checking the bowl, so I don't want to say too much to ruin Ryan's video. Can you hand me my drink quick? Please.
Well, I guess.
Please.
She can't walk 2 feet.
Relina does it, and you do it for her all the time.
Yeah, she's my child. I care about her.
See, you hear that right there? The wife doesn't care about her husband. The video brought back memories of vaccinating cattle. Always dreaded that day. The way we're set up anymore, it's really not that bad. But Dad does have a rogue calf steer. I don't know how much has been caught on camera or whatever else, because I know I was saying a lot of colorful words when we were doing the vaccinating and all that stuff. But that steer of my dad's, oh, he's a steer now. He was a bull at the time. He was, of course, how they always do. He was actually one of the last ones that got through the chute.
Hey, if I need
Yeah, the one that ran over Ryan. Just don't shut the thing. He was actually sneaking up behind me when I was, cutting out like 3 or 4 steers that I wasn't even trying to work him. And I was watching out of the corner of my eye, and that fucker was always coming up behind me, and he was trying to railroad me with thinking he doesn't have my attention. So yeah, he needs to be burger. From here on out, we're done working him. We won't run him through shoot again. Blah. Relina's wondering why I'm talking to myself. But the next time we handle him will be to go on a trailer, and if he wants to be an ass about it, we'll run him onto the trailer with the skid steer. We've done it before, we'll do it again. So, other than that, not a whole lot going on. Your Lacus, if I didn't completely destroy your name, I'm ready for field work. Not even field work, I'm just ready for warmer weather. Had our time down, our slow season, I guess is the best way to say it. Unfortunately, we got a ways to go yet before things start warming up, and we can still plan on spring planting. Locked in all of our inputs like we did, or like I did. I put all my fertilizer down last fall and then worked it all in. Awesome. The reason I say that is because prices have really gone up here. Prices, from what I understand, I don't watch them close. I just hear it through my agronomist. And from what I understand, prices haven't just gone gradually up. They've gone straight up. So I guess I'm going to go over here, find a chair. Relina! Na 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 na. You actually didn't marry the name that bad. Your Lacus? I don't know. That's a new name I haven't seen before. This week is terrible lows and the negatives all week. The reason that isn't super duper terrible is because low temps mean people are feeding hay and trying to not break my camera holder. Cold temps and actual winter weather, which is something we haven't had, to be completely honest with ourselves, for a while. When I say a while, I mean years. Put in perspective, this is the longest the snowmobile trails have been open in the last 4 years. I want to say the number is in the last 2-4 years, or it might have been just last year. They said the snowmobile trails locally have been open a total of 6 days. I don't know if that might have just been just for last winter, but even the years before that, it was pretty bad. Getting to the point where I think they were losing a lot of snowmobile riders, even guys really to sign up for the snowmobile club, largely just because if you don't know how your winter's going to be and you haven't been able to ride for the last how many years, I mean, why are you going to put up the money to be in the club if you can't even ride your snowmobile? My father-in-law, he actually goes up north 4 hours, and that's where he would actually ride his sled. Your dad hasn't even come up in Wisconsin, has he, down in our area?
Not yet, but I'm going to ask him too, so I can go.
Oh, so the wife's going to see if he won't go so she can ride. Because Brittany, back when we first started seeing each other, she used to ride snowmobile and, she still does, but ride dirt bike and stuff like that. Two of our farms have snowmobile trails through them. Some guys get a stick up their ass about it. I mean, depending, as long as the riders are respectful of our land and all that stuff, and they're not just being dumb, I really couldn't care less.
My best advice, stay on the trail.
Stay on the trails, you get your ass chewed out.
Or you die.
Well, if you don't know the land. Oh yeah, the fence. I guess that's true. Not even human related, just, you know, stuff you could potentially hit. So, I don't know, this might be the last video for a while yet, just because I refuse to just post videos, just to post them. I know people want to see that, or want to see the content and videos to watch. I get that. Herschel and Myrna are a couple of my biggest supporters, and even so, I've talked to Herschel here, what was it, 2-3 weeks ago, and it's just to the point, it's the same thing day in and day out, and if I get bored just farming, I mean, it's the same thing. You guys really aren't going to want to watch anything that I have to post right now. Probably we get, well, of course, we get closer to spring and it's not quite so miserable to be in the machine shed and work. We will. My problem is I have absolutely no desire to stand in the machine shed with 2 or 3 heaters around us, trying to stay warm, trying to work on the cold equipment, because with the shed space we got, the air temps keep everything cold, so the machinery's constantly cold, so you're trying to work, even with wearing like these work gloves, which is generally what I wear, which really don't do much to keep your hands warm, because the fabric on this red fabric it's non-existent, but you know, it's protection for your hands. Really? Nah. The thing is on top.
She has chewed a hole into the thing.
Ouch. Well, jeez. She got something in her mouth?
Yeah, she's giving it to me.
Yeah. I got a pretty good killer, and then other than when she eats the furniture. Hey, you knock it off. Get the pink one is at the very top. That one, it actually lets her chew on it. How big is the daughter? I don't know. How big is the daughter? She's right here. I can show you.
Pounds.
She's 22 pounds and 3 feet tall, right?
Pretty close.
You compare her to you, she's about 3 feet tall. She's going to be a big kid. That's what I'm really hoping for. You guys want to see her? I'll let you see her.
How old are you, Relina?
Relina, how old are you?
She's 1 year and 6 days. No, because it's February.
1 year and 6 days.
No, she's more than 1 year.
1 year and a month.
1 year,
I'm not...
a month, 6 days, 33 minutes and 6 seconds.
Say that again. What's that? Say it really fast. 3 times really fast.
It's a joke, honey.
It's a joke. It's a joke. Relina.
Because you know how people are like, my kid's like 13 months.
Thanks, guys. Oh, she's trying to share with everybody. Dustin Ingram, does your daughter pick out a tractor yet besides the 76? First and foremost, thanks for the donation, bud. Secondly, I'd say it's probably going to be the 76 as of right now, because is that the only thing she's been in?
No.
She been in the 82?
I think so, with Ryan.
I guess she was in the 82 with Ryan. She was in the combine. She rode in the combine for an hour and a half before she got tired. But
well, and then remember me and her, we cut stalks together.
Yeah, in the 76
for hours.
Yeah, but they're asking if she was in anything other than the 76. So the answer to the question is no. She's gonna be helping on the farm. We're not doing gender roles around here. She's gonna be helping Dad just as much as if my daughter was a son. I mean, it isn't gonna matter. She's driving tractor. She's doing chores. I have no intention of ever raising bottle calves for myself ever again. Honestly, if you want to be blunt about it, I have no intentions of really raising bottle calves, the intention of ever making any money on it again. But I see it as a learning experience. And what I really intend on doing, which I'm assuming my kids will be able to watch this video
so we're
someday.
going to bring back milking too, huh?
Oh, God, no. No. The only reason I would do bottle calves again is really to teach my kids responsibility. And honestly, I would do it exactly like this. I would be willing to buy the calves, buy the feed, buy the supplies. All you need to do is provide the work. If you're willing to raise the calves, I'll pay for everything. And then when the time comes to sell the calves, as long as you did all the work to raise them, all the way up to feeders, whatever else, I'll let them take the money for it. It's work ethic. It's learning to be able to take care of something on a daily basis and take responsibility for an animal's life. I would see it as a learning opportunity. I would rather do that, give them money in a roundabout way. I mean, hopefully they'd put it away, not just spend it, but a good way to earn some money and also learn some life values also, as opposed to, Dad, I need $100. What is that, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? Putting on anhydrous on 56 hours straight. Miss school. I'm tired and grumpy.
I need $100.
Not gonna happen. You got a kid. The last time you said honey, you said, I want a baby. Still paying off that one. The daughter would enjoy a bigger fish tank. Well, the thing is, Daryl, she's down to one fish. So, we're not really sure where they're going.
Well, the purple one, he's mean. So I think he just scares the hell out of the other ones and they die.
Through stress?
Yeah.
Just get goldfish and be done with it.
We need a bigger tank for goldfish.
Why? 1 or 2 fish?
Because they're dirty. Clearly you don't know how to take care of fish.
I've never really raised fish. Never really cared to fish. Really not that big of fish anything. So, back to the video.
How
Fish
do you
tanks.
feel about fancy mac and cheese?
What's fancy mac and cheese? Guys, how do you feel about fancy mac and cheese? Can you mess it up?
I don't know. We're going to try.
She's going to try to mess it up.
No,
What
actually,
no,
I don't want to
seriously.
use this. I only have 2 left. Never mind.
Oh, thank God. Your sister's breeding guppies. We used to do that growing up. They never made it past a week. Get a cow for the wife and she can milk it by hand. Oh, that sounds terrible. Because in the end, I would end up being the one that I have to milk the cow, and that just isn't going to happen.
At least you're a smart man.
Dairying is left this operation, and it's not coming back. So I don't have a whole lot. You go, girl. How many hours in the 76? 80, 8,200, 8,300. I think 8,000 something. When am I ever going to get rid of it? Probably never. I'm going to keep throwing parts at it until it gets to the point where I can no longer justify the cost-reward aspect of it.
It has lots of years left.
Yeah, I see running that till probably at least twice the amount of hours it has on it.
How old is the other tractor that we have?
The 4020, that's got like 1 billion hours on it.
Okay, see, so it's got lots of life left.
But it needs a lot of work too. It's starting to get a lot of oil leaks. Same land as last year. Yeah, I haven't picked anything up. I really don't expect to at this point in time, largely just because of the price run up and all that happy fun stuff. I imagine guys are either going to be fighting for it, which I'm not paying arm and leg for land. I just, no. On top of that, the way things are looking and setting up this year, it's probably just a good year just to maintain and keep making money on the ground that I have. Be more efficient with the ground that you're running. So I'm looking forward to making hay. As goofy as that sounds, I'm looking to make money on corn and beans. I actually already sold some new crop. I sold all of our old crop. Relina, quit being a monster. So. Well, here's a better question, dude. How can mom and pop dairy compete with mega farms with those $1 million milk systems? Here's a question. How are those $1 million milking setups, factories, still operating? I just heard of, was it a 2,000 cow dairy in central Wisconsin just got sold out? Not by choice. It was a court ordered sellout. So even the big guys, if you're if your pencil isn't super duper sharp at the beginning of the year, especially running dairy on that big of a scale, you have to know where all the money is coming and going, just to make sure that you're still farming next year. Our operation has gotten simpler. I mean, the dairy cows are gone, great, but we're beef, we're crops, we're kids. We got other sources of income. I mean, look at me. I'm doing hay for the cattle, yes, but I'm also making hay to sell hay. And the big thing with having really any chance of making money selling the hay, especially the kind of hay that I'm making, it's more about cost production as opposed to quality of material. I haven't gotten paid in any of the hay that I've sold. It hasn't been top of the market yet. Darn close, but it all averages out. But I actually enjoy making hay. I never actually had any point where I didn't enjoy making hay this last year. It was fighting the weather, which took a lot of the fun out of it. If weather wasn't an issue and the forecast for the 10 to 11 days of sunshine would have actually happened.
You want taco seasoning in it?
No, just the other stuff. I guess that's up to you. Can leave that up to you. If you want to do it, it's perfectly up to you. I'll eat it either way. So the only thing that hurt us last year is where we were going through and making all of our hay late in the season, and the fires out in California or out west, the overcast skies, the sun just couldn't get down and really do a decent job of drying on any of our hay, and that's where that hay preservative went. That paid for itself last year easily. The bales through the coon baler versus the deer baler with the preservative on it, I can definitely tell the difference in bales. So let's see here. Well, hey everybody that's showing up that I haven't said hi to. You only did 100 bales last year. I think we did probably close to 1,000 or more. I think 1,000 is a safe number. We should have had probably closer to 1,200. I'm not entirely sure at the end of the day where I would have ended up with hay, but I do know I left a bunch on the table just because I couldn't get it baled. You have an inflamed appendix. I'm going to get it removed tomorrow. Oh, I hope the best for you, Caleb. That sounds absolutely terrible. My nephew just had his tonsils out. And he's having a rough time with that. Hey, Jim. How's it going? It's been a while. I guess I kind of forgot about my moderators. So yeah, officially probably the last video you're gonna see here from me for probably a little while yet. When we start getting more active in the machine shed, or I'm pretty well done hauling hay. So with all the hay that you are doing, are you considering a new baler anytime soon? Well, Alex, that's an awesome question. I was looking at 569s. Would kind of prefer to go for a bigger baler, a 569, bigger bearings, mega wide pickup, blah 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 blah. I made enough last year where I actually could have afforded another disc vine baler. Two of those hay wagons, bale wagons that I've been really eyeing, those JBM wagons. It's just that I put money towards places that are going to help me. I invested it. I just invested it. So I'm happy with where it went. I'm done investing. I'm done pulling money off of my farming operation to get me where I want to be as far as putting money away. So shifting gears and looking forward. The money that I make from here on out, as long as it's not going towards paying down debt, which I have a little bit, which I'm probably going to be getting rid of a lot of that here within the next 4 or 5 months anyway. So the later half of 2021, money's going to be going towards paying off my operating note and potentially, quite seriously, not joking, not stringing anybody along, very serious about shifting my attention, my focus towards buying more equipment. Seriously buying more equipment. Not just talking about it, not just thinking about it, not just casually bidding on auction time, which can get a guy in a lot of trouble in itself. Quite seriously look at buying more equipment. Another disc bind, another baler, running two, not just getting rid of the ones we have. That really showed how much we would have benefited from that last year running that Kuhn baler and that Kuhn disc bind. You can make a better argument. I need the baler before the disc bind. I agree. When it comes to cutting, I'll run stupid, long, serious hours to get the hay cut. It's getting it baled in a timely manner that really matters, and it would end up on the 82. It just would. Chisel plow, another chisel plow, yes. I'm really thinking about eco-tuning the 82. I have not forgotten about doing that. I have every intention of doing that. I just got to get around to doing it. 2,200, 2,500 bucks to put another 35 to 50 horsepower tune on the 82. I'm gonna do a little bit more research before I get way too serious about it. I do know 35 horse on an 82 35R. It's a 2012.
You just starving or what?
Well, maybe you should turn her. She's cranking her head around to try to watch you. She has no interest in what I'm doing. More horsepower in the 82. I read Tractor House a lot. A new tractor is on my mind, yes. Definitely something that can help do chores and help make hay. I'd really like to find something like a 7810, something that I could get away with putting it on the chisel plow. I can do tillage with it, I can put it on a grain cart, but I can also use it to make hay. Yes, we can use the 82 to make hay, but it's long. It's got a long wheelbase, it's heavy. I really don't feel that great taking the 82 down to the valley on that soft soil. Done it? Yes. But at the very least, if I get really serious about using 82 for making hay, I'd take the front duals off, leave the rear duals on. 7530 is, if money wasn't an object, which, you know, that's a lot of money for a tractor. 108,000 at the last tractor that I saw set up the way I wanted it, a 7530, 108,000. Well, I can buy a 7810 for 70. So I don't know. I need another tractor. I need a skid steer for my place, my own skid steer for even hauling hay, moving hay. Grain bins, stock trailer, manure spreader. Got my drink. Why don't I drink it? The problem with the 7Rs is that I was told by my neighbor something about how the turbo's set up on them. Turbos cause a lot of issues. Another neighbor, they have a 7. I don't know if it's a 7210 or 7215. Frankly, I don't really care. It's a 7R. I think it's one of the earlier series. I believe the other neighbor was. His was an earlier one too. Both had different issues. One was engine, one was hydraulics. The other one was transmission. Just haven't heard a whole lot of nice things about the 7Rs. Now the later models, the models that are coming out here lately, the 7Rs. If I had to name a 7R that I'd go out and buy right now, money wasn't an object, right? 7250. Duals, IVT, and just go that route. And I gotta be a dad too. Hey Tyson, how's it going? We've been doing a really poor job of communicating here lately. I can't, like, some of your videos, they aren't, I click on them and it just sits and thinks. It doesn't even play your videos. So I don't know if it's the app or what it is. But I do know you're cold. I saw your Instagram post and that just sounds terrible. It really just does sound terrible. Gee, gee. Renita. Come on, do it again. And she's like, well, you moved your phone. What'd you move your phone for? Okay.
Don't get her wound up.
I taught her how to do that. I do that. She does it. She's adorable as all get out. If you bought a loader tractor, was older model, would it be a 7520? Yes, it would be a 7520. You gotta find them. Those older tractors without diff are hard to find.
How are they gonna hold you?
I don't know if she'll sit solo. To you too.
You yell at your dad.
Well, tomorrow, winters in Wisconsin can be so much worse. Go up to where Tyson is. She looks like her mom. Hey, Britt, you got the first person to say that she looks like you. Of course, they said it was when she was doing this. Coincidence or not, I really don't know.
Spray you from here?
If you spray me with that, you're gonna be sleeping outside with the dogs.
You're gonna be sleeping outside.
You're gonna be sleeping outside with the dogs.
I don't like you.
Oh, she looks like her mom. You hate Wisconsin winters. Are you keeping the cows? I am keeping the cows. I am up to total. I got 25 head of girls. Combination of heifers and old cows and some
Babies.
first calf heifers. I got what, 7 heifers? No, 9, 10. I had 5 steers. I thought I only had 4. So yeah, my feeder calf crop that I'm taking to the sales barn this year is terrible. But the reason I did that is because I could actually afford. Come here. Come here. Come here. The reason that I went with keeping all the heifers back like I did, and I'm selling all the steers, which of course I'm going to sell the steers. I could actually financially justify making the payment otherwise. Well, the hay is what paid for the cattle payment. So I wanted to get up to the number of cattle that I want, which is about 25 head. Down the road.
For food?
Yeah, that really odd steer that was an October calf. We're gonna eat him. He looks delicious. He's getting pretty built too. So that's the plan there. 25 head of cows. If I can manage 25 head of breeding stock, so approximately 25 calves, at least 20. Get the loan paid off, which that should be paid off in short order. A couple years, I think. I mean, it was a 5-year note. I'm planning on doing it in less than that. And then equipment. The cattle, I have every intention of my cattle, my feeder checks coming in. It hits the bank account, we're going to the dealership. I've got the cattle because I have the hay ground. Okay, so the reason that I went and bought the cattle after I knew that I had the hay ground, the valley ground, was because in southwest Wisconsin it is very hard to make 100% awesome quality hay. My first cut stuff, guess what? It's worth more walking it off the farm than putting it on a trailer and trying to sell it. I'd be giving it away. Which is how it is. So I'm able to feed the lower quality feed to my cows, maintain them. We got plenty of pastures. We have lots of pasture. So I really don't have a whole lot of costs as far as keeping feed in the cows all summer. I mean, they eat grass, they keep the brush down. I want to start bulldozing out some of our pastures anyway. The farms, our operation is going to be changing. It's going to constantly be changing. Especially if I start focusing all of my income and I start investing in myself. And by investing in myself, definitely buying equipment, fixing fence, cleaning pastures, and start getting more out of these farms, making them really produce. So, do you have a bottle for her, or maybe she just wants to watch you? Nothing at the dealership yet. I think somebody asked that.
Just being a baby.
Highs in the teens, lows in the single digits. Well, the last little bit of hay that I have to sell, it definitely showed up in the last hay check. It was up another $15 a ton. So problem is, I started selling at $60 a ton, so it all averages out.
Ooh, it's almost ready. Sweet.
Woohoo! Oh yeah. And one quick look. Yep, baby's happy. She's got her bottle. She's got her juice. I've been spending a lot of days at home with Relina, which, for being an ornery farmer, I'm actually enjoying spending time with my kid. Altogether, how much cows do you and your brother and your dad have? Over 100. I don't ever put a... I'm not going to put a solid number on it because it's constantly moving. I mean, I lost a cow there, or like mid-harvest. She just clunked over. Still got her calf. Dad hasn't lost any. Ryan hasn't lost any. Outside of the bull, it's going to have to go down the road. But we typically, Ryan runs one. Dad's had two. I sold one of the bulls here just lately. Two of my call cows. We're going to be running two from here on out just because we have to. It's spreading out our risk. We haven't had any issues just running one bull in the past, but as of late, it just seems like one bull just doesn't cut it. So it's the first time I've ever had a bull semen check ever. Yes, in the history of ever. And the first time we had him checked, we were spot on because the bull was bad. Yeah, the bull was bad. Very bad. As in, she stuck that probe thing in him, set it from stun to hello, and 3 times didn't do nothing. Nothing at all. And the vet's just like, oh, how old is he? 2 years? Yeah, this should have just taken 1 time. We'll give him we'll do it twice. Just, you know, older bulls it usually might take 2 and 3 times. Not even a dribble. And guys, I think you understand what I mean by not even a dribble. Would you guys demo a 2020 8R? When it comes to demos, people usually contact us. We don't run around trying to get dealerships to deal with us. Either they contact us or it's... I don't worry about it. Hey, Tyler. And yeah. Can your farm handle more cattle? Yeah. Like I said earlier in the video here, which I don't know when you guys are tuning in, so you guys may not have heard it. Been doing good, dealing with kids and feeding cows and moving hay and cold weather. Which the cold really doesn't bother me until it's 10 degrees below right now. So.
Baby needs to go back
You
in
want
the
the
chair.
baby? She wants the baby back.
Put
Give
the
me a
baby
second.
back in the chair.
Put the baby back. Oh, ooh. Right back to the juice. There you go. Hold on. Oh, sorry. Give me a second here. Woo. Gotcha. Really cute baby. Ryan's at home. You have more old crop corn and beans to sell? No, I don't. I sold it all. It was all my parents, all of mine. My old crop I sold out of the field. I was selling for my parents because, well, I'll just say it how it is. I'm pretty much a self-labeled farm manager. I mean, try to keep things revolving around here. And one of the tasks that I took on was marketing my parents' grain for them. I'm having pretty darn good luck here the last couple of years, knowing what I have to sell and what I need to sell and this, that. I'm getting kicked out left and right. Calvin, you want to see Calvin? Calvin's right there.
Bring me my Dr. Pepper.
No! Notice how the kid is staring lovingly at her father.
She don't like you.
You think she doesn't like me?
She just uses you for your money.
She uses me for my money. Well, she got something from mom.
Smart kid.
Ooh. Hold on here. Is the tap on because Brittany is putting the dinner out? Dinner's ready, so this video's not going to be lasting too much longer. I'd like to see you get up to 300 viewers, though.
Okay. That's enough.
Made Dad, you're in the prime for farming when 25 to 50, as in being able to do all the jobs and not slowing down. Yeah, I guess I can see that. Have you forward contract any corner beans? Be it price are great. Cheers from Ontario, Canada. Yeah, I sold like 5%. Like, I don't even know if it's 5%. I just said that to make it sound cool. I sold 1,000 bushels of beans, 2,000 bushels of corn for me and my parents, just to have something on the books. Largely because I panic sold the last, that last drop they had. It was 3 weeks ago now. I had Relina. It might have been 2 or 3 weeks ago. Corn was down like 20 cents, and I panic sold the last little bit of old crop, and then I did sell a little bit of new crop. And the new crop that I sold, even though the price was down, which, what do? It was still better than the harvest average from 2020, or the average price I got for 2020. So, not a bad place to start. If your first sale for the following year is better than your price for last year. The 4020's engine getting rebuilt is almost a certainty. The reason I say that is because it's starting to get some leaks on it. The head gasket is leaking. I think it's time. It's just a matter of time, and it's going to happen. Whether we want to or not, I think it's going to force its hand. No, I don't believe the cab's always going to stay on the 4020 because Dad wants to get rid of it. Dad would like to restore the 4020 someday, and I don't believe the cab is in its future. Then it's just going to be a shed queen. It'll never get used. It'll be pretty much just to sit in the corner and look dusty. Pacific Northwest, wet day here. Isn't every day wet in the Northwest? Staying warm. Have Ryan's bid on the cattle really high. It's work you guys have to do to raise cattle. We're not even raising. We're not even raising the number of cattle I'd like to be at, but like I said, the farm operation, everything itself is gradually changing. Why do we have the 4640 repainted? The hood, the top of the hood was chipped and the paint was gone, where it was actually down to the black undercoating. And it's been that way ever since Dad bought the tractor. And he's been saying for the last 2 or 3 years that he wanted to get it done, so he did. In the process, Dad has always wanted to buy I don't even know the specific numbers, the 40s, the 50s, the 50 series that have the front headlights across the front of the hood. Dad's always thought that was cool. That's part of the reason why he bought a 4640 when he did, because when Opportunity had given him the chance after the farm sale and had to buy equipment, he radiated towards a 4640 because he's always wanted a 4640. So he's always liked the looks. I think it was 4455 was another series that really stands out to Dad, and he's always liked the front lights across the front. So we went ahead and took the hood off and had it professionally redone, and said, in the process, why don't we go ahead and put this kit on? Dad found the kit. He cut the front out of it off the hood. There's no way I was cutting that nose cone myself. Dad could take the blame for that one, so I don't get thrown under the bus if it didn't come out right. But Dad actually, I don't know if he posted a picture of it, but he's got the hood back. It's in the basement of the house. We got snowed in the other day. He went in and actually put the lights in on the hood. All we got to do is wire it back up, and we'll have a new LED light bar on the front of the 46. Lights are very important. LED lights are very important. The reason we do that is because we do a lot of work after dark. To be quite honest, I don't think Dad will actually be able to get the full use, the enjoyment out of that until probably this fall, largely because the 4640 will be on the planter. Chisel plowing is 99.98% done. We just got a couple spots that may need to be chiseled yet, but otherwise the 46 is going to end up on the planter. And as of last year, I'm the one that's running the planter, and unless we're making hay or whatever else, and Dad gets a chance to use lights then, it'll probably be next fall before he really gets a chance to use it.
I think your daughter's gonna be digging into your plate.
Why?
Hers is empty.
Well, if she's hungry, let her eat. Do you think it is possible to... I'm sorry. Do you think it is possible in farming to be profitable by using older equipment? Because older equipment is more robust, can be fixed quicker. Well, Trader Joe, it really depends on what kind of equipment you're running, what kind of breakdowns you're talking about, and how mechanically inclined the farmer is. If you're able to do a lot of your own work, your own fixings, if you're not in that much of a time crunch where it's costing you money to be fixing your own stuff in season, if it comes down to that, then yeah, you can actually be more profitable by running older equipment and doing the work yourself. Repair bills are not cheap. I've been talking about paying bills here lately and saying just that I'm getting numb. I'm getting dull to it. I'm getting bills. The reason I say that is because I'm a farmer. The reason I say that I'm numb to getting bills and paying bills because I'm a farmer is because I don't feel anything for anything that's under $1,000 anymore. I really don't. If I get a bill for $600, $700, $800 like I just did, I shrug it off. Not saying that money is not an object but as far as the bills I get anymore, it's thousands of dollars at a crack, and you just get numb to the $300 bills. They might also be 20s to me anymore. It's just, and not, like I say, I'm not bragging at all. It's just, those are the kind of bills I've been paying here lately, the last few years, ever since I've been farming on my own. Independently, but together with my brother and dad. So there's three of us. Dad, mom, and my brother, and myself. All four of us, we farm under three different entities. Mom and dad, and my brother, and then myself. We all farm together, but separately. We want to see each other exceed. We help each other out. That's what we do. So as far as back to your question, if you can be profitable working with older equipment, yes. Just not ancient equipment. There's a difference between running older equipment and ancient equipment. I've seen guys that are running basically equipment that is it's falling apart going across the field, and I don't agree with that. But equipment that the Soundguard cabs, or even the early 1000 series track, like Deere, the 7600s, I don't see why you can't. I've had the 76 since 2011. Paid for it December 2010. Might have been early January 2011. I've maybe got $10,000 in that tractor since then. And the big one, what was it, 14,000 repair bill on the 76 was last year. But that actually covered quite a bit of work. Transmission will be next. I was already told I had about 2 years before I had to do some exploratory surgery on the transmission, and then I'm sure that the engine will be after the transmission. Engine is not giving me any issues. I change the oil about 3 times a year. I put winter oil in it in December, and then when we start getting ready to use it for field work, I'll put 30 weight back in it, and then I'll change it twice throughout the summer. So 49 minutes. 10-minute warning, guys. We're going to do 10 more minutes because it sounds like the kid needs to get a bath. And supper's already done, so I'm good. Would you ever do AI? I've talked about doing AI. The reason I got away from it is largely because Vet told me not to. For the amount of times I would have to run them through the chute, which I do believe he recommended for peak efficiency and my best chance of, having them all bred. I believe he told me 3 times through the chute. First and second were shots to bring him into heat, and the third time was actually to get him bred. I'd rather run a bull. I would much rather run a bull. My mom does run machinery. Oh, excuse me.
My mom actually, she helps haul in hay. She raked hay for us last year. The thing is, right now, my mom is a stay-at-home grandma, and she's a full-time babysitter. She's watching my sister's kids full-time, largely because of COVID and everything else. Uh, Daycare, babysitters, and everything else. Trying to find somebody to watch your kids that you trust is very hard to do right now. She's rubbing her eyes. She's going to be ready for bed soon. Did Ryan's bad bull affect my cows any? Okay, the reason Ryan's bull did not affect my cows is because Ryan's bull, he bred Ryan's cattle. Granted, not as efficiently, as many as he would have preferred. But everything that bull bred was 4 to 5 months bred. Now here's the thing. That bull was in with my cows. You gotta yell back at him to assert dominance. That bull was actually in with my cows for 6 weeks before it was taken back out with Ryan's cattle. So he was obviously working when he was with my cows. Now, redundancy on that, which will still mess up my breeding schedule. I would have preferred longer than 6 weeks. Don't get me wrong, the Ryan needed bull. Bah. Hey, can you Kleenex her nose, please, like right now?
Yeah.
My cows wore him out. No, he evidently had some spunk left in him to get a bunch of 4 or 5 month bred cows. But then I actually hauled my cows out down to my place, which were all my dad's cows and his bull was. So they were actually in with my dad's bull for 3 months, which I was hoping they were bred by then. So that is farming. There's literally risks with everything we do when it comes to farming. There's things that you never thought was an issue. It's a risk. What's wrong with New Holland? New Holland is essentially red tractors, aren't they? Pretty much, right? I'm not preg checking my cattle. I had every intention to. The reason I'm not preg checking my cattle is because I never had a chance to get the lot finished up at Rockville. So I have an unfinished lot that will be done here spring or gosh knows when. And at this point, if I went through and preg checked my cattle, much like with Ryan, it wouldn't do me any bit of good. I mean, if I only had 1 or 2 that are open out of the cows that I bought, because they're all like 5 to 9 years old, or 5 years old up to broken mouth.
Honey, I gotta give her a bath.
That's fine. I can't see nothing. Guy went through a forage chopper around here lately, and some guy really just asked if he's okay. He went through it as in he worked on it, or he went through it as in, yeah, like, no, he didn't make it. I don't know anybody that would make it going through a forage chopper. I've heard, in my lifetime, I've heard some pretty nasty, scary, terrible stories of people being in cornfields. Granted, it was 2 kids that were playing in a cornfield when the self-propelled chopper rolled through, and the kids did not have enough. Didn't think enough about it and get out of the field.
Are you done?
And they were ran through the chopper.
Make Daddy clean that up.
That's pretty terrible.
Honey,
But
can you clean that up?
I gotta clean something up. We're gonna end this at 55. Ah, hell. Just give me 2 seconds. We'll run this out to a full minute. I just gotta clean a mess up. Oh, what is that? 5-minute warning. All right. 5-minute warning, guys. So, do all your tractors have DEF? None of our tractors have DEF. The 8235 is the closest thing that would have had it, and it does not have it. I'm not willing to do grass silage. The reason I wouldn't do grass silage is because I make all of my hay with the intentions that I'm going to sell it. And that way I can either feed what I need to, which I'm changing things going into this year. Basically,
Here.
all of my feed, I'm going to put it aside for sale, to sell. And then ideally, if it's all quality hay, I'll just pick and choose and take the first crop stuff for the cattle, and everything else I will put aside to sell. Do any major changes you planning on making to the cattle setup at your place? Like, yeah. Pretty much everything at my place, as far as what we're going to change, is going to involve a bulldozer. Well, Windhill Farms, I wouldn't put yourself down. Definitely don't be negative in life. If you're negative in life in general, you're constantly fighting yourself and you're never getting ahead. If you're willing to learn, able to learn, more power to you. I encourage it. What are the options? Sell the unbred and use that to buy back a lesser number of bred cows. Okay, now the reason, am I buying any farm ground in the near future? If anything came up worth buying, I would definitely explore that option. What's the matter?
She's mad to get out of the tub.
Yeah, my kid actually likes taking baths. Back to what I was really saying. The reason we are not, or will not be selling any of the cull cows of my brothers, every cow that was checked open, was tagged. So we will be able to keep track of all the cows that did not get bred. All right. He can't spin around and sell 2/3 of his herd just because the bull quit breeding. He won't make his money. He'd be screwed. The reason I say he'd be screwed is because I sold 2 cull cows that were open and I got $300 a piece. Replacement cows are over $1,000. Do the math. He would be nosediving his farming operation by doing that. By the ones that are bred, he'll be able to make his steer payment. Might be a tight year, but as always, situations like that, when you're farming with your family but separately, your family will definitely be there to keep an eye on him and help him along. I'm not going to let Ryan go under. I refuse to. So no, buy 2 bulls next year and dump 2 bulls in with them and let them go. What do you have to do to the corn planter this spring? New chains on every row, new chains on the drive. Probably going to replace all the chains. I'm going to check the seed disc openers, make sure that they are still within spec. If they aren't, we'll be replacing the seed disc openers. The gauge wheel arms, they are all shot. They need to be replaced. Those are a mandatory, will be replaced. What am I forgetting? I think that's it for the planter. Round baler, the CV joint on the front end of the power takeoff needs to be replaced. I need to get a bunch of spare parts for the sprayer. We have a finger pickup planter. I need spare parts for the sprayer. I need to get parts for the cultivator. But gotta go. Sorry.